First of all, thank you that you stay with me. Yes, it's in English, but we have translator too. And I think that if you choose this section, you understand English as well. So thank you. My name is Alesh, and you will see where I come from. But first of all, what my talk will be. I will talk about challenges. And the biggest challenge in business analyst field is everyone somehow thinks that we are from IT. And many business analysts are actually from IT. But I will prove from my personal story that we can be more than just IT guys. It's nothing wrong with IT guys. I actually, you will see, I was IT guy 15 years. But still, if you want to have respect from the executives, usually you need to be more than just IT because of them, not because of you. Because executives are usually afraid of IT. Really, because they don't know actually a lot about IT. This is the first thing, and the other thing is these are costs, you know. So, and we need to prove that these are not just the costs, that this needs to be investment. And business analyst is actually a guy who can prove this. So I come from Slovenia. It's a beautiful country, as Armenia is, as Russia is. So I don't have a lot of time, so I need to skip. But you have, you will get the slides, and you can search Bled, Piran, Ljubljana, Postojna Cave, and so on. This is agenda. I need to see if there is somebody. No, it's not. So I will stay here. So this is agenda. I will tell you later about this picture, what is behind this picture. And it suits me to somehow to put the agenda on a different way, in some creative way. So yes, we will start with glossary. We will finish with closing. And then we will go through my life, my business life, and also my personal life with this, with four actually era of my business career. So started with IT, followed with project manager and mentor of project management office. Then we'll talk about my management era and my change management era. So first part of my, I usually say in my first life, I was an IT guy, and now I'm a business challenger. So I will tell you what actually a business challenger is. So let's go with the glossary. Like in business analyst way, we need to define first actually about what words meaning. So I will not use a lot of time about IT guys. How many of you are coming from IT? Almost everybody. Okay, so you know what actually IT guy is. And what is business analyst? How many of you are business analysts? Okay, you're hybrid. IT, business analyst in IT, great. So actually, I will tell you at the end the story how I found IIBA. And if you missed at the beginning, I'm also IIBA Slovenia president. The first one, the last one, and the only one. It sounds like, but no other ones to be. So yes, what is there are a lot of different descriptions about job of business analyst, but I choose this one from the IIBA headquarters site and want to express some important words. So yes, I also started with requirements, of course. You will see later where actually I started with my business career. But yes, change is very important word. It is related with the challenger, and then is value. Of course, we need to deliver value to stakeholders. So it's not just about requirements, because the stakeholders usually don't see a value in requirements. They are too high, especially executives. So we need to prove them, we need to bring them another value. So nowadays with digital, this value is like customer experience or employee experience or some digital solution, digital services, and so on. But I will tell you more about this at the end. So there will be also a story, my personal story about strategy. It's like the end goal for business analysts. So if you are really recognized with executives, they will invite you to be a partner to make a strategy for a company. So yes, and what is actually a challenger? We will forget this United States challenger things, but so first, this is very interesting definition. So we usually challenge someone who has higher position, who has more power, and who has usually bigger ego. So it is quite a hard job. So, and not just it's not just about personal thing. It's also about the knowledge. Is also about rules. So if there is we always do the same thing. Is under in the operation, but still with the managers or executives, they actually say we are ready for change, but they are not ready for change usually. So it's then we need to challenge them, and I will show you some examples what I need to challenge them, and not just executives and people also. So the other definition is more about business. So it's challenger is also a smaller company who actually penetrate on the market and fight with the established business. And I was also, I will tell you later, but I was also a part of startup, and we try to do something like this. So what is actually business challenger? Business challenger is a challenger who is dealing with the business challenges. So first of all, we need to, what happened? Okay. We need to fight, or we need to find some problems, and then of course we need to find a way to the solution. If you know, the business analyst is not a consultant. Business analyst is not about finding the solution. Business analyst is to help others to find the right solution. It's much better because then this solution is their own solution. If you started with your solution, they always be your solution. So it's very important. And so business challenger is not, he's not, or she, of course, she's not challenge a solution itself, but the problem. So those who are familiar with business analyst core concept model all started with the need, and problem is a kind of need. So then we have a business challenger has a challenge with different stakeholders. So it's from executives, from the top, and from the bottom, from the employees who's actually working on projects, on requirements, and so on. So somehow we need to challenge both sides, and at the same time, actually we are challenging too, so by them. So this, and we need to be always prepared that someone will not want to work with us anymore. This happened in my career very often. So I don't want to be advisor or consultant or someone who's actually just trying to get money, but actually from all at the beginning of my career, I always want to solve the problems, to change something, not just to collect the money, okay? And there are some guys who actually just cut me, and they say, okay, no problem, it's not good for you, I will find another one who wants to work with me. And of course, if we're talking about business, we need to talk about objectives and key results. So this is actually also a tool and methodology, okay, with how to put more agile way, how to put the goals and how to monitor the results. Yes, and you need to be, or business challenger need to be fearless and need to be somehow in Zen position. So, so calm down, take it easy, count to 10, be stronger than them in mind. So yeah, this is business challenger. And the rule, if you want to be a challenger, and by the way, it's a really good feeling when you challenge someone, and then not just because you want to fight with him, it's not the purpose of this, but if at the end you see the result of this challenge, that something good happening to him, to her, to other employees, this is a really, really good feeling. 10 times or more bigger than if you do requirements right, okay? So yes, it's true. Before you want to challenge others, you need to challenge yourself first. And this needs to do many, many times. So through my story, you will see that I need to challenge myself quite a lot. And the more important is, so this talk is not just about my story. I need to give you some knowledge also. So what actually are competencies? We will see what competencies I actually got and developed through my career that actually helped me to solve my problems and help me to challenge others. So actually, when we talk about competencies, usually we use words knowledge, abilities, skills, but beyond these words are actually personal traits. You will see I will express each time one of them. And then is also experiences. So I have a lot of experience from my life. So my competence is quite high. And behaviors. So it doesn't matter how lot you know. It matters how much other people actually get from your knowledge. This is about, it's not about you, it's about them, always. Okay? And I put the word digital because this is the same definition in digital time, except you need to do and you need to have competencies for digital economy. So this is other topic I like a lot. You will see later, but it's a new economy. It's not just about technology. It's also about that economy is changing, and we need to have a new competencies for this. Okay, let's go to my IT area. So IT era. So I started with a company named IT Solution. So this is not like some institute, but this is actual capitals of three first founders of this company. So no, it's not well-known institute from States. So actually what we were doing ERP systems, CRM systems, and so on. So classical IT field. So we started like three guys. Actually, I come as a substitution for this one, for M. He needs to go away because he challenged too much with the owner, the bigger owner. And he's So you will see later who is this guy. So yes, we started in a not so beautiful building, yes, and this was actually until 1995. Then we moved to another place. We grow to 15 employees, and then we go to the own building, quite a beautiful building, and grow to 25 employees. And then you will see I move out of this company. So what actually were our business challenges? So we were fighting with SAP. You know, SAP is the biggest ERP system, also in Slovenia, but we somehow resist and had also a big companies in Slovenia with our ERP. Actually, they are like, they are prepared to be SAP target. So of course, we need all the time to develop our solution. So actually, you will see later, I started as a sales guy, then I also do some coding. And I need to, I was also head of supporting team. I need to develop a teamwork in this company. And of course, this is project management field. I need to somehow develop the project management methodology for our company to doing project. And now my personal challenge. So you remember this definition of challenger, and actually this was actually my boss, and this was the biggest owner of the company. So it was very, very difficult to move him a little, but at the same time, I didn't know, at that time, I didn't know that this will help me a lot in my career. So I have a good practice with him that I can understand typical manager, executive, and it was a really good training for me. But I didn't know at that time, of course. So what I was a salesman, I was a consultant also, I was a programmer, I was also a quality assurance guy, so nobody wants to take this role, even head of development. So the boss said, you will be that guy, and you will actually monitor our development team. And I was also, at one point, I was also somehow right hand of my boss. What competencies I use? So of course, solution sellings, solution implementation, coding. So I do some really big programs like billing systems, perform quality assurance, teamwork, leadership, management, and persistence is this personal trait. So I actually am a very persistent guy. So this is very, very important. Never give up. So do, improve yourself, no matter of what actually happened to me. I need to be persistent, and the results will come. So actually, each time we will see some explanation of competency, but I will not go with this one because you are coming from this field, so I will tell you later. So actually, this was my IT first part of my life. My boss said at one point, you see, Aleš, in this company is just one director. So we need to go apart. So it was very hard time for me. So 14 years in one company from the beginning to the established company. So at that time I said, oof. But you will see later what actually was my personal challenge at that time. So he said to me, so yes, prepare slowly yourself. We have 6 months. But after 3 months, he came to me and said, now it's time to go. so yeah, you will see later. So my second career was a project manager, external project manager, usually with the ERP projects. But very early, you will see later, I start also with a program management officer and a program manager too. So what actually was my personal challenge at that time when my boss said, it's time to go away? Actually, I was in the middle of building a house for my family, and I have 3 loans. So it was very difficult to choose if I will be a freelancer or I will go to another job. And this was a really, really big challenge. First, I tried to be a freelancer, and you know, when you start it, it's very difficult to find a business. And one point, I want to go to the full-time job. I have an interview with a guy who was really unpleasant. He wanted to teach me about ERP, but I was in ERP 15 years. And he didn't recognize that I know a lot and say, oh, what the fuck, I don't want to be this. And later on, after 10 years, I met him as a representative of client and actually put him in the even worse position because his company was not doing fine in the project, and I need to put him in order to be better. So the role was changing, so it was a really good feeling for me. So yes, I stay with the freelancer, as a freelancer, and this is about, you will see later, about the courage, even of this hard actually time of my life, but very, very shortly, about 3 months later, I got a first job, but actually I stepped in really big shoes because the Telekom Slovenia is one of the biggest companies in Slovenia. It's maybe the first or the second one at that time, the biggest company in Slovenia. And what was my actually job to do? I need to be a program manager for 6 strategic projects. So I need to coordinate 6 project managers and 4 external IT vendors in IT projects. But these projects were not just IT projects because they are actually foundation for doing business in telecom. Yeah, but somehow I made it. Then I also have some external business. So as a Metal, it's Indian owner, but I work in Bosnia and Herzegovina, in actually Serbian part of Bosnia and Herzegovina. So it was quite challenging because the people didn't know nothing about project management. I have 3 days, and I need to motivate them. And as he explained before about these smileys, I had a guy in the team who actually do this in real time. If he felt fine and interesting with the subject, he actually put the smile. If it was not good, so, so it was really, really interesting for me. But at the end, I make it. So, and the second big job, big opportunity for me was Danfoss, is a national company. And actually, I need to challenge a business consulting group model. So, you know, business model, Boston Consulting Group is for me, is the best consulting company in the world. So it was really challenging for me, not to change everything in their model, but if there is some improvements with the projects in smaller country like Slovenia is. So they actually produce the model for the whole world, and I need to adjust this methodology for the Slovenian needs. Okay. Yes, I need to be fearless, and and at the end, I challenge and I survive, as you see. So what I was, in which roles I was, so still IT project manager, educator, so I also educate how IT projects needs to be done. And then I also got new clients through this channel and survive again with my loans. So I was also a project management mentor in Danfoss. It was really one big challenge with Chinese in the projects, but we make it. And I was project management supervisor, program manager, I explained before, a PMO mentor, and ERP project consultant. So what competencies I actually needed? So project management, program management, leadership. So I need to lead some managers in telecom, that they need to understand that this is not, these were not just IT projects. Teamwork, of course, goal orientation, mentoring, consulting, facilitation, ERP knowledge and experience, and courage. So when they proposed me this job in telecom, I said, ooh, this is a really big challenge. If I'm prepared for doing this, and I said, yes, I will do this. And at the end, we were successful. So actually, now facilitation, for me, is one of the most important skills if you want to be more than just IT guys. So if you want, in Agile, in Scrum, if you are Scrum Master, you need to have facilitation skill. And actually, my first learning course was a facilitation training, and I was that time moved to International Association Facilitation Association, and I'm still of Slovenia first, and I'm still a member of Slovenian facilitators. So this is actually gave me a good foundation to make workshops. It's very, very important. So there is also other, in the project management field, Project Management Institute is the biggest institute for project management in the world, in the United States, but IPMA is coming from Europe. And I'm also a member of PMI and this. And of course, I need to learn about mentoring. So growth tool is one of the elements. So this was actually my project management era. So let's go to my management era. So I realized that I need to come to the managers and executives in more non-IT elements. So that time, iPads was rare. So it was beginning of this era of gadgets. And you know, when you talk to the biggest CEOs in Slovenian companies, you need to represent yourself. So this is my company, and the first era of my company was Ask IT. So ask everything about IT, and with attitude. It was a really nice slogan from my actually friend. Then I tried to do some things in innovation. But I realized that maybe Slovenia is not prepared at that time for bigger innovation. Then I start with Ask It. So ask everything you need to know, not just IT, and I will provide the answers. And nowadays, I'm actually in digital field almost 3-4 years, and actually the company is about digital transformation projects in even in bigger companies in Slovenia. Yeah, this is my company, but I will skip this because of the lack of time. And of course, my personal challenge was at that time, again, if I'm prepared to do this job as a management consultant and executive consultant. So actually, when I last talk with my ex-boss was, Gaspar, what do you think? Isidore was, but we call him Gaspar. What I might be in my career? So that time, many years ago, when I split from this company, MIT. And he said, you know, Aleš, you are a very good soldier, you are a very good executor, you are not a strategist. Find a job for yourself where the boss will give you a job to be done, and you will do this, I'm sure, pretty sure, like you do in our company. Yep, so this was one of my challenge. The question was, could I be more than just executor? More than just IT or project management guy who's actually just execute something. And the second challenge for me at that time was, actually I wrote a book in the field of business analyst with co-author, and we like to spread this book internationally. It was also in English. It was in 2010, but we didn't make it. So yes, I didn't success every time with my career. So failure will come, but you need to be prepared. You need to stand up again, and you need to go further. So like strategic management consultant, so I do consulting with balanced scorecard elements. This is a tool for to make a strategy. Is actually a tool from United States. And then this is a picture from my book. And this is also Digital 42 is a brand. It's not a company, it's a brand. It's about digital, so I established a new brand just for digital. And this is actually a model, the house of digital business, and we don't have enough time that I explained all this. So then it's coming a new client. I was actually work with them first few years ago on IT problem with ERP, with Navision ERP, and I proved myself with the SEO, and then after few years, he actually wrote to me, Aleš, do you want to work with us again? We need to renew the strategy. We have some serious problem. We're actually going down, and we need a new approach to our business. And actually, I came as a challenger with different people in his company, so there are different interests, internal different interests, and of course we need to be very brave because the company is falling down, and at the end we succeeded. Then the Petrol is not just elephant, you know. Petrol is a really big company in Slovenia, and old company in his part of it is in state ownership, and there were a lot of challenges for me there. So this was a really good training again. So my job needed to be change the ERP system. But I explained them that ERP is not the biggest problem for them. So again, I'm not just a consultant who said, yes, so yes, my client, we will do this. So I, as a business analyst, I see the future. I saw the future and said to him, we need to go digital. We need to go to the digital development, and we have a digital day back in 2015. So in 2015, actually, I started my digital career. And this is really something that feeling me fine. So despite this word from my ex-boss, I became a strategist. So he said to me, you are not a strategy guy, but now I am a strategy guy. So whatever maybe your boss said to you, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. So you just needed to develop some new competencies, and you need to be courage and persistence. So what actually I was, strategic management, consultant advisor, strategic analyst, so a lot of roles. I'm still, nowadays, I'm still a PMO mentor. Sometimes I'm still to help project manager to do some ERP project. And I was also event organizer. I actually done by now about 20 conferences in last 10 years. So this is actually, the competencies are actually needed. So entrepreneurship, system thinking, very important skill, critical thinking, and strategy and business model innovation. So actually then we go to the last part of my career. So what is actually digital transformation? It's all about digital economy. Then it's also about digital technologies. Transformation is complete change. Change, again, this crucial word for business analysts, is complete change in the organization perception and mindset and culture and business, of course. Business means new value. Again, from the definition of business, International Institute for Business Analysts, and new business models and business agility. So what were my challenges? NLB Group, the biggest Slovenian bank, also in Balkan region, the biggest, I think the biggest bank in Balkan region. So we're actually doing right now with my colleagues 3 years ago, data analyst training. And of course, we have big challenges with data-driven culture in this company. So actually then, Koto is the first company who is actually doing digital transformation by the book. So I need to prove that my model for digital transformation is a good model, and by now everything is going well, and it's important again that I have experience to work with executives. So these actually are my roles right now. Still, I'm sometimes change my hat, and I'm also in other roles. So this is my competencies, and emotional intelligence is very important. So especially for boys, for men, they need to develop this skill, and they can. So it's not like intelligence by the mind, but it's intelligence by the heart, and you need to feel others, what are their problems, and you need to feel them, that you want to work for them to solve their problems, not work for you, for your problem. So even your boss, internal boss, say, hey, you need to do this job, you need to do this in the way that the other guy in the company or in the client company feels like that you are doing this for them, for him, for her, not for yourself. It's very, very important. And this is actually the essence of emotional intelligence in business. So again, Inspire for Future is also one of my startups where I was a mentor, still I am. And for digital time, it's very crucial that you have digital mindset, and business digital visioning, designing digital value, and of course, managing the business transformation. So you can read later all about this. So I need to close because my time is go away. So yes, closing. Actually, now you will see that this picture about my life is actually a picture about digital transformation. So everything I was doing before this actually is just preparation for what I am doing right now. So actually, IT is good foundation for digital. Project management is all foundation is good foundation for all digital transformation projects. Management is for business, and change manager is for transformation. And the story of this picture, it was done in, I was made it in Vienna in one workshop when I need to introduce myself in workshop without slides, and I said, I'm a double schizophrenic person. So quarter of me is IT, quarter of me is project manager, quarter of me is manager, and quarter of me is change manager. And all together, it was a relief for me that I found a role of business analyst. So I'm actually a business analyst. I'm not a double schizophrenic person anymore, and I'm working on the field of strategic management. So strategic digital business analyst, I'm a challenger who actually challenge. Actually, my fundamental tool is a business analyst core concept model, and you could be a challenger too. So if you will later explore a little about my slides, about competencies, so you can develop these competencies, you can develop your knowledge. I put some authors on elements of my job, like if you want to know more about classic management, strategic management, change management. So they're established authors, gurus on this field. So take some books, take some articles, and you will develop your tools. With them you can challenge the work in the practice. And promote yourself with proven ability. So these are free certificates of my digital knowledge, digital transformation knowledge. The last one in January 2000. This year online with Cambridge University. Never give up, never give up, never give up. Just persistent, just courage. Be self-confident, and don't be afraid of constant change. So like David Bowie, now the new movie is coming about him. So how he changed himself through the years. It's a really interesting story. And that's it. Thank you for your attention. Sorry to be a little later than